What up YouTube, my name is Mike, I go by DJAXCESS. Welcome back to the channel where we aim to build a better DJ community together. I'm going to take you through my trip to Denver. I'm going to be DJing my cousin's wedding, but treating it just like a normal travel tip. So I'm going to go over everything that I did to prepare, as well as what I'm doing when I got here. Now this is a family trip, so I'm going to spend as much time with my family as possible, but I'm still going to whip the camera out and get some teaching in as much as I can. So if this is helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment below if this was helpful, if you have any questions about how to be a travel DJ. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, hopefully you enjoyed some nice B-roll of Denver. I've really been enjoying the city. The only other time I was here was for Red Rocks, and if you kind of fly and go to Red Rocks and fly out, you're not really experiencing Denver, you're experiencing Red Rocks. So we were in like the 16th Street Entertainment District. It felt like a big entertainment district. I don't know if it's the biggest one, but if it isn't, and there's more, I am very impressed by Denver. I've always heard that this is like a great city for singles, so I expected a good entertainment district, and that's exactly what it was. So last night we had the rehearsal party. It was so good to see some family. We watched the Indiana versus New York Knicks game, and a lot of my family's from New York, and so we were not very pleased by the outcome, but it made for a funny kind of banter because we did have some family from Indiana, so they were happy, got some nice crap talking going on. You guys are here for DJ stuff, not travel stuff, so I'm gonna get right into it. What did I do to prepare for this travel gig for a family member? First, I had them call their venue and see which DJs are on their preferred vendors list. They gave me that list, and I started going to everyone's website, starting to check availabilities and things of that nature. And this is why it's important, DJs, to have a fantastic website. You never know who's going. So if your website is completely catered to your clients, that's good, but you know, you could be making some extra money, especially if in your destination wedding area where DJs might be getting flown in and they need rentals or assistance or things like that. So it has to look good for the client eye, but also the DJ eye as well. So I was scoping these guys out, and I found TH Entertainment out of Denver. They seemed like they were a good fit for what I wanted to do. We had a nice conversation explaining kind of how I roll with these travel gigs, and they accepted. So they set me up with the DJ, and we went from there. So the way I like to orchestrate my travel shows is I want that DJ company to feel that I'm the client. Now, we had my cousins actually book them, so they signed the contract, they paid, but ultimately I wanted them to feel like I am their client. So it's just one point of contact between me and the couple, and then me and the DJ, and I just be in the middle, and that way there's not any confusion. Oh, we told this DJ this, we told you that, blah, blah, blah. So that's something that I highly recommend. So in addition, with my 3 meetings with the couple, I also had a meeting with their sax player, who I forgot to mention, as well as my rental DJ. So we all got on the phone about a week and a half before the wedding, and what we talked about was setup, how things are gonna work, who's playing what are we plugging into, every different cable and cord we would need, the timings, the song choices, and everything that goes into that. So once again, big shout out to TH Entertainment and Darius Starks, who is our saxophone player. I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what we all do together, and I'm feeling confident. The only thing I'll say is that when we talked about microphones, the DJ that I'm working with mentioned that all of their microphones are Bluetooth. They said they're high-end Bluetooth, and I don't really think that exists. So I don't want to judge because they say it works for them, but if you're working with microphones, Bluetooth for the ceremony might be okay if your speaker's really close to the front and you have line of sight. But for the main reception, Bluetooth microphones, because a lot of times, you know, people aren't giving toasts right next to the DJ booth. They're giving toasts away at the head table, and then you have to get that Bluetooth signal through all of these iPhones, iPads, and all that other stuff. So we'll see if it works. I'm really hoping that it does, but if there's one thing I'm worried about, it's a little bit of dropouts from the microphones that we're gonna be using today. So control what you can control. I mean, any microphone that I could have brought with me would have been Bluetooth, like backup microphones, like my DJI that I'm using now. Definitely don't want to use that, so just gotta trust that it's gonna work. But if there's one thing I'm worried about, it's that. As far as music that I'll be playing tonight, pre-ceremony is gonna be handled all by Darius Starks, our saxophone player. Cocktail hour, we are going to play together, and I have a little small DJ board that TH Entertainment's going to bring me. And then I also brought my Push 3 out for the first time. It's brand new. I've had a number of these standalone style of controllers in the past, the Machina, whatever you want to call it, the MPC Live 2, and now this is my first kind of dive into the Push 3 and Ableton's version of that. And it was very, very frustrating at first because the other two are like Machine and MPC are built for standalone, and Push 3 is kind of built for standalone. It's more of you kind of got to use both. So it was very frustrating figuring out what I had to do with the laptop and what I could do standalone. But once I kind of figured out what's good for each, it started to get better. So I'll be bringing out the Push 3 for cocktail hour. And then once we get to reception, it's gonna be, in the first half, like a lot of old school cookout style music, and then Latin, Haitian music, some Afro beats, and then the first bus comes at 9, and then from 9 to 11, it's gonna be club hip hop and then ratchet music. So I'm very, very versed with club hip hop, but ratchet I think takes it a step further. Usually the clubs in my area don't really want the ratchet music, so some Key Glock, NBA Youngboy, and some others that I'll be playing tonight. So I'm just gonna kind of play all the stuff I know, like out the gate, and then save all that stuff and requests for the end. So maybe that last 45 minutes of like the ratchet music is gonna be a little interesting, and I'll probably do a little bit of learning and a lot of crowd reading to see when to switch the songs out. But yeah, still feeling confident. Like, these are still artists I know. It's not like, oh my gosh, who was NBA Youngboy, who was Key Glock, and some of the others. But as far as comfort with music, I'm way comfortable with everything else that we're gonna be playing tonight. Beyond that, we had flights booked. I got in a day early, which was super, super nice. Actually, technically 2 days early. So the wedding is on Saturday. I had Friday all to hang out with family, and then I got in Thursday night. And I highly recommend this because you just never know what's gonna happen with delays and things like that. So to have that full extra day to A, enjoy the city, and then B, give yourself that little bit of cushion, I highly, highly recommend that if it works with your schedule. If you're traveling all the time and you have gigs Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously you know you're not probably watching this video for travel tips. So that's kind of what I did from there. And then I think once I get to the venue, I'll tell you guys what I packed. I overpacked for this trip, but I was on Southwest, so they gave me 2 free checked bags. And I had like 1 small bag with like my mirrorless camera, and I was like, I don't really want to check like a small bag like that, so I just threw it in my big camera bag, and there's only a few things in there. So once we get to the venue, I'll go over what I brought on my travel gig, and yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Don't forget to hit that like button. We just got to the chateau at Fox Meadows, and as you can see, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Wow, I was pulling up and I was like, dang, this is really, really pretty. So I want to show you everything that I brought with me as a travel DJ to DJ a wedding. So inside I have my Rain Performer in my jetpack bag. I feel like you guys know what that looks like. The company that I worked with only had a Flex 4, and I wasn't gonna DJ on that for a big wedding like this. So I brought that with me. Luckily I was flying Southwest, so I got 2 checked bags. This one was overkill. It was actually kind of hard to get through the airport with 2 carry-ons and 2 checked bags, but I wanted to bring my mirrorless camera. So I have this small bag that fits my R8 with a battery charger. This is the R8. I have a 35mm prime lens as well as a 50mm prime lens. And then I also have a flash and an LED light for video. And I like traveling with my R8 because I typically shoot with the R6 Mark II. This is a little bit smaller and a little bit cheaper if something happens to it. So I really like this crossbody bag. I got it for like $12 on Amazon. I don't even know what, it looks like it's a fashion bag. Let me see if the camera can see that. So it's a fashion bag, but this holds everything. I'll show you the little flash and the little LED that I bring with me as well. In this front pocket here, I have this mini flash. Looks like it's a TT350C for Canon. and it is a Godox. It takes AA. I wish it was chargeable by USB-C, but for something this small that works really well, it's a TTL flash for you photographers out there, which is pretty cool that it's not manual only and it's this small. So I really like this flash. And then I have my LED light. This one's by Newer. And you see these everywhere. They're super cheap, and I have a bunch of them. So this one kind of fits right here, and that's my entire little camera bag. Again, I wasn't gonna check this. I already had 2 carry-ons. I wasn't gonna check my DJ bag, and I didn't want to check my garment bag, which in retrospect, maybe I would have just brought this and checked my garment bag, but I think the way I did it was still best because I'm shooting this on a tripod right now, and this wouldn't obviously fit my tripod, and the big bag did. So that's bag number 1 that I checked. Also has my DJI Pocket 3, which I'm shooting on now, and I could have fit this in my regular backpack. I wouldn't have brought the case, but I could have fit this in my regular backpack, but it was really this guy that made me bring that second checked bag. This is a brand new bag for me. It's a garment spinner bag. It's by Traveler's Choice. Fairly inexpensive. I think it was less than $200. So garment bags are known for holding suits in a nice way. So I have my suit inside. The garment bag had this. It's got a decent little pocket here for toiletries and other stuff. And then nice little bag here for like passport, keys, anything small, sunglasses, and then the main pocket holds your suit and any clothes you might be traveling with. I'm here for 5 days and it was plenty big. And it also has, this is the key, has 8 wheels. So the wheels aren't great, I'll be honest. There was a $700 bag. There's really only 2 choices for a carry-on garment bag. It was this one and one by super expensive company, Briggs, and it was $778. I didn't feel like I could buy like 2 or 3 of these bags for that. So if it's not that durable, whatever. So the wheels aren't great, the handle's good. I just didn't see the need to spend $800 on a garment bag. So holds my shoes, got my suit in there. And then this is my DJ normal bag. It's massive. I believe it's a Magma bag. I've done Jetpack, and the Jetpack Slim was really good, but I just find myself carrying a lot of stuff, especially when I travel. So this started off as my travel bag because it has a bunch of big pockets, and then all of a sudden I just started using it as my regular DJ bag because I didn't want to empty it, and it's been really good. So you see, you got the water bottle right here, headphones. I have 3 sets of headphones with me, 1 pair of custom IEMs, 1 pair of non-custom IEMs, and then my standard over-the-ear DJ headphones. I probably need to do a full video on this whole bag, what I typically bring. I don't think I have time for that today, but if you want that, let me know in the comments. So in here, this is like where all my airport stuff is, cords, chargers. I have a 360 camera as well as an audio recorder in this pocket. And then in the main pocket holds my laptop and my iPad. In this massive pocket here, I was actually able to fit my brand new Ableton Push 3. So I'll be using this for the first time today. Very, very excited. I've been a machine user in the past. That's where I kind of started with the standalone Groovebox. Then I went to MPC Live 2 because I really liked that it was battery powered and had a speaker. And then I moved on to this. So no speaker on this one, still got a battery, but I think Ableton's just a much better platform to work on for the type of music that I want to make and the type of things that I want to do. And 64 pads, not 16, 64. So I should be able to get really expressive on this, and you're definitely be seeing on the channel a lot. Let me know what you want to know about this, because this is going to be on the channel a lot. Get used to this guy. And this is kind of what I'm working with my idea of solo fusion. So I'm kind of trying to coin that term, because we see a lot of saxophone players. We have a saxophone player today at this wedding, but what if the couple doesn't want to spend a ton of money bringing another person? Well, you got me, and I'm going to learn how to play this really well. I'm already kind of good on drums, piano, so hopefully I can find some instruments that make this really cool. Anyway, that's enough about the Ableton Push 3, but this was able to fit in here as well. And then the rest of the pockets are emergency stuff, small little things, iPhone to 1/8" adapters if I need to plug into a speaker with my iPhone, and a bunch of other things that DJs need. Now that I think about it, I do need to do a what's inside my DJ bag video. I did one a long, long time ago. This is like 3 bags from then, so I'll do that later, but that's generally what I have. And that's it. I was here early, so Joya from TH Entertainment should be here 2 minutes ago, so let's go check it out. Okay, another great teaching moment is if you are working with a rental company that you've not worked with before. When we were doing the final call between myself, the sax player, and the rental DJ, they wanted to come an hour and a half before the guest arrival to feel good about getting set up. And I suggested 2 hours beforehand. And the reason why is because if there's traffic, if they're delayed, now we actually have the hour and a half that we wanted. And in this case, both are running a little bit behind. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure there's traffic, things going crazy, whatever. So that's why I suggested the half an hour before they kind of wanted to get there. So no worries, we're good, but that is a really nice thing to think about when you are planning these. Maybe just give everyone an extra half hour, extra 15 minutes, an extra 45 minutes, whatever is comfortable to you, but always a little bit of extra to count for traffic, especially on a holiday weekend. So while I had the extra time, I went and spoke to the catering manager, and we went over the timeline. And when you're coming in from out of town, you've never worked at a venue before, this is a really powerful moment. You want to speak clearly, you want to be friendly, all the things that you want to be a normal, good person, right? But you always want to kind of establish that you know what you're doing, because I find if you don't do that, I see this with other DJs, that DJs will leave and they'll say, oh man, the venue managers don't trust me, the venue managers are doing this, they're doing that, they're micromanaging me, the wedding planners micromanage me. I hear that a ton. Well, the reason they're micromanaging you is because they don't trust you yet. So build that trust in that first timeline meeting. Make sure you have all your stuff down, that you're speaking clearly, that you're being friendly, and you won't hopefully have that in the future. I just had a great talk with the catering manager. She seems friendly, she seems knowledgeable, so we both have built that trust up, so we know we're gonna have a great day today. So just making content until our rental gets here. All right, so we're getting set up inside. I got a few minutes to kind of talk to you guys. Today we were working with the Evolve EV50s, which are a classic wedding staple, 12-inch subwoofer, and then a column array top. And then I believe I saw Chauvet H1 uplights for lighting, and then we'll be setting up some microphones. So we have a JBL Eon Pro for the ceremony and cocktail hour, which are both going to be outside. We're gonna have our saxophone player plug into that. Still waiting on the saxophone player, unfortunately. So hopefully sound check goes nice and smooth and we won't have to worry about it. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna get back inside, and once we get it all set up, I'll show you what's going on. We got the hoodie back on. We did have a little bit of rain, lasted about 15 minutes, but you can see the sun's peeking out just a little bit, so I think we're gonna be okay. We have about 27 minutes till guest arrival, and about an hour until the ceremony starts, so we should be good. Might have to grab some towels and start wiping stuff down, but as you can hear, people are in good spirits. And Darius is here with the saxophone, and I'm really looking forward to playing alongside him. Sounds like he's really, really dope. So yeah, as you see, sun's coming out. Let's get back to it.
Darius Starks Sax. TikTok, Darius Starks Sax. Facebook, Darius Starks.
Out of South Carolina, right?
Yeah,
so he'll go anywhere. He'll go anywhere.
Yep.
All right,
travel.
Let's go. Okay, got changed. The pre-ceremony is happening now. Darius is taking care of all the guests. And while it kills me to kind of step away because it's a little chaotic with the rain and with, saxophone player, rental and everything, I have to do my voice warm-up. We are in Denver and Mile High City, so the altitude is affecting people's voices. Everyone's kind of got like that little shadow headache. It's not anything that you want to take a Tylenol for, but it's definitely kind of lingering there. So tons of water, and I cannot skip out on my voice warm-up. So that's what I'm going to do now. And again, if you're coming to Denver, if you're coming to a place that's high altitude, don't forget about your voice. How you breathe is so essential to how you speak and how you deliver. So I'm gonna take care of that now and get back to the ceremony as soon as possible.
I feel so seen, so loved, and so lucky to experience this forever. Here's to our story from my point of view.
Wedding days have a way of keeping you guessing, so it got a little bit cold outside, so we moved everything down to the basement. There's a ton of family here, so we're trying to get photos of that, and I'm kind of a part of that as well. So it's going, everything's cool. I think if you're a normal guest, everything's going fine, but if you're in the wedding industry, you're like, what is going on? Just because of the rain and the cold and kind of everything, right? So everybody's happy. We got Darius downstairs. I'm gonna take a photo with the family here real quick, and then we'll get to the rest of the reception. All right, guys, hopefully I sound a little bit more relaxed right now. We just got to dinner, so grand entrances are done, and I was nervous. I was up at 4 this morning. I had the bad DJ dreams, laptop not working, mics going haywire, all that. but it was all good. It was all good, and now I get to go to the easy part where I get to play music, and I'm just really thankful that I'm able to do this for my family and not let the nerves get to me, but it really wasn't on me this time. The roar of the crowd, Nico and Asia put a loud group of people in that room, so as soon as I gave my opening, welcome to the wedding of Nico and Asia, it was and all my nerves just disappeared. So big shout out to them for their amazing crowd. I know it's gonna be amazing, and yeah, let's see I can't wait to show you guys what we did, really. This is awesome. It is now Monday, so I took yesterday off from content to just spend with my family. We did a nice Sunday fun day. Big standouts in Denver were Happy Camper, Haters and Company, which was like a rooftop bar, and Foreplay, which is one of the best hip hop clubs I've ever been to. It was really, really dope. DJ was doing his thing. I actually had my Shazam on auto Shazam for a while because he's, I don't think when people book me, they're looking for the ratchet music. I used to do a bunch of that stuff, but I've kind of gotten away from it. So it was good to hear someone who was like in that world doing their thing and kind of say, okay, this song still hits. This is maybe a new song. Okay, I don't need to add this to my library, things of that nature. That was Foreplay, the hip hop club. The rooftop bar had some fantastic DJs, cut artists, and they really catered to us. When we came up, they were playing some EDM stuff, honestly, the stuff that I like. And then as soon as they saw that we were like a group from New York, Florida, kind of what vibe we were on, they switched to hip hop and absolutely killed the party. So big shout out to Haters and Company. And if anyone in Columbus wants to make a ton of money, study Happy Camper in Denver, because I feel like that is a spot that would do really, really well in Columbus. There was no gimmick. It was just good food, fun drinks, and they had this one thing where, okay, it's all big tables and stuff, right? So it's a lot of groups coming in. So what you could do is at the end of the day, when you were ready to check out, you scanned a QR code and you would just select the items that you purchased, and then that you could check out that way. So I'm sure I don't know if they have some issues with not necessarily theft, but oh, I forgot that I had this drink, or I forgot that I ordered these fries. But it was a really nice system, as long as you got honest patrons and customers. If you wanted to check out, you didn't have to wait. You could just select what you had, no worrying about splitting the bill and taking time. It was really, really easy. So Happy Camper, big shout out to you. And let's see, fantastic wedding, guys. We did lose people. The wedding went to 11. I'd say the party really kind of died down to maybe like 10:30-ish. So the first hour and a half was awesome. That was when I'm supposed to cater to everyone, make sure everyone's having a good time. We hit dance hall, Haitian music, Afrobeats, Latin, pop punk, and old school like cookout vibes. And that was awesome. I recorded all that. I can't wait to watch it back and just be able to see, me, how much fun I was having, and then also the dance floor. And then we switched over into like club hip hop, which obviously I'm really versed in. And then as the night kind of went on, 10 o'clock, that's when we started hitting the ratchet stuff. And, all I was doing really was watching Nico and Asia. And when they stopped singing the lyrics, that's when I would switch the song. And that worked. They were really happy with what I did, thanked me multiple times. They were super gracious, and I appreciate that. And then I got to hang out with them all day yesterday, and it was a really fun time meeting everybody and just talking about the set and what people would have done. Speaking of, Joya, my assistant from TH Entertainment, had mentioned that, I would have went back up into the 120s to try and squeeze out any energy that the crowd had left. And that's not my style. My style is not to DJ to the crowd, the masses. That's a question I asked my couple. Like, hey, do you want me to cater the music towards keeping everyone on the dance floor, or towards people who are partying, or what you want? And Nico and Asia were very much, hey, beginning of the party, fill the dance floor, and then at the end of the party, we want what we want. So if I had done that, it would have maybe put a damper on the kind of party that they wanted to throw. So make sure you're talking to your couples and you're doing what they envision. Now, if you're the kind of DJ, it's like, listen, that's my style. I'm going to fill the dance floor. That's what my bride and grooms do. Cool. But I do what my bride and grooms want, and I mostly think that you guys should too. And I'm trying to think any learning. I'm never bringing 4 bags to the airport again. I think I mentioned it in my here's what I brought, but it was kind of a pain to bring around 4 bags. So I really got to figure out how to get all my stuff in 3, including my content creation equipment. I mean, I had to bring my controller. I don't think normally I would do that, so that was a big one. And then for a family wedding, what I might do is cut the emceeing. Let them hire a company, a DJ, to do everything up until when the dance floor starts, and then take over there. I was really happy that we had Sunday to really hang out with everyone. Let's say it wasn't a 3-day weekend and people were leaving the day after the wedding. I would have missed out on a lot of family time and really learning like Asia's family and some of the cousins and their friends, because I had some fantastic conversations on Sunday. So if I were to do it all over again, I might book a DJ to do everything up to the dance floor, and then I would take over. So we'll see if my family members want me to do that. I got a lot of compliments on the emceeing, and I did enjoy kind of being a part of it that way. So I want to thank you for watching the video. If you found something helpful, please be sure to hit the like button. It's definitely going to help us build a better DJ community together. Leave any questions about travel DJing or my trip to Denver in the comments. And be sure to share the video with a aspiring travel DJ or someone who might find this helpful. Again, it's really going to help the channel. And I think that's it. DJ Access signing off from Denver. Peace and practice.